If there was one automation that you could implement in your home service business or a commercial business, what would that be? This is the question I ask every single business owner which comes on a FieldCamp demo with me. And you won't believe that 60% of businesses have the same preferences because this is a must-have automation. But the thing is, most softwares out there, they have generic templates for this, and you can't have flexibility on how you want to set up this automation. Now, let's take a step back. Tools that actually help you build automations, for example, make.com, N8N, etc. Why do people love it? Because first of all, they have a really good marketplace of integrations, and secondly, it gives you the craftsmanship, the IKEA effect to make your own workflow automation. So the automation in this video that I'm going to talk about is the estimate and lead follow-up automation. The reason for that is the most hardest part about a business is getting leads. That can be through marketing, sales, word of mouth, referral, any single thing. But once you get a lead, for example, I was talking to this HVAC business owner. Now he spends almost 5 hours to make one estimate. Why? Because suppliers' parts needs to be researched, for example. Then what is available at XYZ location will not be available at other locations. So that coordination, putting his markup, etc. The whole process is 5 hours to make an estimate. Now you want to make sure that once you make an estimate for a lead who was through any single source, you want to follow up with them, and then you want to make sure that they don't get lost. People have their own shit to worry about, so you need to keep nudging them, you need to keep reminding them through any sales process. Now there is no set process basically on how you can do this kind of reminder system, when will the lead reply. But what you can do, what's in your control, is to set up this workflow automation which is going to save you, first of all, 5 hours every single week to keep reminding people, and just not keep calling them that, hey, did you get a chance to check my estimate? You play smart, you set up a nice automation, and secondly, you set up emails in a way which communicate your brand language, and they're a bit salesy as well, so pushing to close the sale. So now what we are going to do is, in FieldCamp there is this feature called as workflow automation. Now there is two things. There are two kinds of AI. So the first kind of AI is deterministic, which is like workflow automation. So you know that exactly 3 days after one estimate is sent, you need to send an email. 5 days after that, you need to send a text message reminding about that estimate. This is a deterministic AI implementation. What is undeterministic? But it is more like freedom or more human in loop, approval based, is where AI agents come into picture, where you give them a task and they just keep doing it 24/7, for example. What this means is that you have an AI agent that when you go to a request or go to an inspection, based on the notes of inspection, it goes to supplier's website, sees what parts are available, and then ultimately based on that, order those parts into the estimate as well. Because we want to focus on the deterministic one, because estimate, lead follow-up automation qualifies under that. What we did was we made this template which is estimate to cash automation. What it does is it helps you close more leads based on simple estimate follow-ups. Now most softwares have this static UI that you can change the days, like 2 days, 3 days, etc. But you don't have flexibility to make an end-to-end workflow, for example, that doesn't only send emails but do some other action as well, like triggering an agent or doing some XYZ other action, like creating a to-do for you to call. Ultimately you don't have that freedom. So what we did was we have given this template, but it is for you to modify it however you see fit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this template, and I'm going to say that, hey, when an estimate is sent, then after 1 day check if the estimate is still pending. If yes, then send this email. Ultimately we have crafted one of the most converting email templates for lead follow-ups here, but you are free to change it. You can use Claude, you can use ChatGPT to write an email template. It has dynamic variables. So what I mean by that is, basically if you see here, you can insert variables like name, email, phone, address, country, website, or any single day dynamically. So you, for every template, you can personalize it based on that customer. Then after 3 days, it again sees first of all if that estimate is sent to the lead is pending or not. If it's pending, then what it's gonna do is gonna say, hey, do you have any questions about the estimate we sent? Here is the link ultimately. Then scope flexibility after 7 days, again checking, again sending email, etc. You can customize this workflow not only to send email, but you can do, for example, do something. Now that do something can be sending a WhatsApp SMS. It can be, for example, sending a SMS, or it can just be assigning, for example, a to-do or create a follow-up appointment just to go with their house. You can also, for example, have a AI agent which comes into picture here. What it does is, you can say that when a person doesn't approve that estimate for 7 days, after 3 reminders, just give a 10% discount on whatever price, or the AI agent has flexibility based on if customer opened the email or not, to give like up to 30% discount and give the discount. So it's up to you what action you want the workflow to take to keep following up on your lead. But this workflow automation that I made for lead follow-ups is basically going to save you tremendous amount of hours just following up on leads. And if you want that, hey Jill, I want to experiment A/B testing with various email templates, you can use the AI agent to write the emails. So you can just give it a goal that, hey, if that estimate after 3 days is still pending, then write a high converting sales email using these principles, and it will do it for you. So basically this is like having make.com and in N8N inside FieldCamp. So you don't have to connect pieces. Like if you are using Jobber, for example, if you wanted something like this, you would need to use make.com, connect Jobber to make.com. Then Service Titan, for example, is Podium. Then you would connect Podium to Service Titan, etc., to do all the communication. What this workflow builder does is it brings every single thing that you need to automate inside, for example, lead follow-up sequence in front of you. So if you want to implement this, if you want to customize it, let's talk and we would be happy to help you. Thank you.